All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Here's Australia getting a whooping. 150 kilometers per hour wind. All right, so over here at our solar report, the seeds instrument has no data for today, which is okay because there wasn't much activity. Let me just back out real quick here. I want to show you we are missing the 14th and going into the 15th. So no data from today. We have data from other instruments that shows there wasn't much well, there was some activity, but what's important right now is what happened on the 12th back here on the 12th because it takes 3 days for this to get here, and that'll be the 15th tomorrow. Okay. And this is that big Nemesis, the big core, the big stellar core. Boom, right there. All right. And it's basic, unless I had, NASA's satellites or whatever, it's hard to track the trajectory of this now, especially when we have stereo A sitting right next to the Earth. There is hardly any difference in view or angle to enter into a math formula to find out what direction this thing's heading. Even though the CME it produced is heading in a different direction, that's because that's where it latched onto the sun as it was approaching and passing. But this thing likes to pass by us, all right, for a specific reason. All right, it's more than you think. All right, so that was our here. Let me pause it on that frame here. I had somebody trying to say that right here, this image that was much like, not that one, this one. Okay, here you can clearly see the black ground spheroid, all right? And you can see the plasma coming out, hitting the surface of it, bending and going around it, all right? It paints the three-dimensional object, all right? That's the same object, but on this side of the sun, and half of it's off the page here, all right? So the circle would go like that. Now, somebody was trying to say that that's pareidolia. That is not pareidolia. Pareidolia is seeing faces in all kinds of different textures and, in the clouds and stuff, all right? So this is NASA's satellite detecting the object when it passed the sun. You can see the black spheroid right here. There's no faces on it. But this, whoa, this image right here has a face on it. Somebody drew this cartoon image with a face on it, right? Well, is that just the way you're perceiving it? Maybe if we turned it sideways, you wouldn't see the face. Or if it was upside down, you wouldn't see it, right? So therefore, what you're looking at is pareidolia. Or is it? Is there a real face there, or is it pareidolia? Okay. What about the faces that you look at every day, the people you interact with? Those faces, are those pareidolia too? Is that your brain figuring some blank piece of flesh into a face? No, they're real faces. They're actually there. The mathematical formula for drawing a perfect three-dimensional face, especially with dimension into it. It's easy to draw a smiley, one-dimensional smiley face with two dots and a smile. But when you add a nose and cheekbones and eyebrows and snarls and expressions on a face, that's different. That's way, way different than pareidolia. Okay, so just kind of had to. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just trying to correct the record here. it's a lot different than parabolic. Anyways, here we have our object passing the sun on the 12th. If this trajectory, it looks to go kind of by the side of the sun, kind of coming at the left-hand side of like where my pointer is. It's not coming straight at us, but it's, going to the left, a little bit behind Earth. It seems to be, all right? And if that were the case, whoops, yeah, wrong one. If that were the case, we're going to be getting some effects tomorrow. Not necessarily auroras or absorption, but the gravitational field interacting with or the magnetic field from this interacting with our magnetic field, even at a distance, can cause disruptions on the planet. We'll probably see intensification of storms. We will see a possible tidal surge. A lot like the moon pushes water around on this planet, this thing can push water around as well. So you might see an unexplained tidal retreat where water just disappears and goes way, way out there. No earthquake, no tsunami, no nothing. It just disappears and then slowly creeps back in. That's when this thing passes sometimes, okay? Your tidal surges that were doing that before, a few years back, was when this object, when we pass near it, it either passes us or we're passing it. Okay, it depends on, it has more mass than our entire solar system. So the physics, the astrophysics say this thing has 10 times more mass than our sun. Well, maybe it's not rotating around our sun is rotating around it. Our whole solar system is rotating around it because it has 10 times more mass than our solar system. And due to arrive tomorrow, I could feel it. I've been under spiritual attack since the moment it popped from behind. Well, when we did Planet X, Y, and Z, the stream a couple nights ago. Anyway, so we have this inbound object coming possibly tomorrow. All right. I pray I'm wrong. All right. Hopefully I'm wrong. And one thing I want to talk about tonight is, yay, I was wrong about our combined CME. Let's just open this up and get right to this. All right. Because we did not get any impact. And we had 4 waves stacked on top of each other. That was going to be a pretty decent impact. All right, here it is right here, replaying again. All right, what happened is this, we get so lucky. This is more than luck. When you got 4 CMEs heading straight at you and you thread the needle between all 4 of them right there, that little black spot right there, one wave was bending this way while another one was bending that way, and we went right in the little valley, right in the sweet spot between this curvature and that curvature. Watch when they blend together. Right at that V point, we split through there and thread the eye of the needle, and we did not even get a solar storm. So that's more like God's mercy right there. Remember, we could not take on any more energy, and we did not have an impact from our said combined cannibal CME. Here, now we can call it a cannibal CME. It literally, they all ate each other, and now there was nothing left. They all cannibalized each other, and we missed everything. Now that's a cannibal CME, when it just gobbles everything up and there's just nothing left. So we threaded the eye of the needle. We got lucky. We were so blessed. A lot of it goes to the south here, but when it connects with this one, we take a pretty good impact. We threaded the eye of that needle. There's a little gap right there at the end. And apparently, however it lined up, we dodged a major bullet. All right. But don't be deceived because this thing is still out there. All right. And it could be going back behind our planet. All right. So tomorrow would be a good day to go try to get pictures of the sun, or I mean, the moon, and any objects that are around the moon. All right. It's hard to see this thing in the daytime because it's black. It absorbs light. You're not going to see a spheroid shape in the sky. But what you will see in the sky is a dark patch. Go out tomorrow and look around the sky. If you have clear skies or whatever, go out, look around, and notice a uniformed blue across the sky, except for one patch in the sky will be dark blue, almost black, blue on black almost, or black on blue, and it's where there's missing light. So you're not looking for a spherical round object, you are looking for a blurry dark patch in your sky. It's blurry. It doesn't have a defined line. All right, it's sucking light from that area, leaving a dark patch in the sky. So go out tomorrow and look for the dark patch in the sky. Look for anything interacting with the moon. This day right here on the 12th, you may have captured pictures of a sun, two suns in the sky. When this thing splashed over this and created made it glow a little bit, you may have seen on that day somebody captured, an image from around the world of what looked like two suns. So tomorrow, watch for activity around the moon, and then in the daytime, look for the dark patch in the sky. And let's pray that this thing doesn't induce some major tectonic events. All right, let's pray it's taken a different trajectory. The CME itself does not dictate the trajectory. That's just the point at which the sun reacted and spit at it as it approached or passed. So if it was passing on the left, it would spit the CME out to the left, but that thing could still be coming, straight towards us. And what I want to do is kind of start this again. What? And let you guys kind of be the judge of what direction does that look like it's going. Does it look like it's kind of going behind the sun and traveling off to the left? Or does it look like it's kind of coming at us to the left? All right, so we still have this bad boy on its way, and if it's going to pass in our vicinity of in our neighborhood, it'll be tomorrow, and we'll expect possible, side effects from that tomorrow. All right. So let me get on back over here to the solar report over here at Solar Ham. Thank you guys for being here and taking time out of your day to come visit us and be here with our little family. Okay. Here we are, goes X-ray flux. Not much to look at, but it is very, very choppy and jumbled. Here, I'm going to zoom in because we really need to... it's not a bunch of big, tall, violent flares, but it is very, like staticky, like buzzing, like an electrical charge. Zzz. Can you see how just very unstable it is right through there? All right. And we came out of our bigger events, kind of calmed down a little bit. Today went a little bit. Okay, so not a bunch of big blasts, but down here at our D layer absorption map, let me pull back now. You can see that we are still having this long duration absorption event. All right, we're like day 4, day 5. They didn't even count the days before when this was going on. They just started counting when it started happening more. So this has been going on for a while. It's finally toning down a little bit here. We're seeing blue instead of green and yellow up here. All right, so in the northern hemisphere, it's toning down. We still got red down below here. And after the event that hit us is a long proton event. All right, so this is probably going to continue for a few more days. This is way too much absorption. All right, and it's going to translate down to the core. And when this event's over, and this pressure and all this proton event is done, zapping the battery will probably breathe for a second and then react, and we're going to see, something, come up, some kind of reaction from underneath. All right, so let's get over here. Geomagnetic storm watch canceled. Somehow, Earth threaded the needle between at least 3 CMEs, actually 4. The storm clouds were supposed to hit Earth on February 13th, then the 14th. Now, maybe not at all. Only one barely detectable impact during the early hours of February 13th might have been associated with the expected CMEs, and it did not cause a geomagnetic storm. So, the geomagnetic storm watch is canceled. But just today, we did have a far side halo CME event. Something just exploded on the far side of the sun. We know because it threw a halo CME into space. So instead of looking at the other instrument, let's look at C3 here, coronagraph. And there's your full halo off the backside of the sun. And I don't know. I don't see much going on in there. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. This CME will not hit Earth. Instead, Mercury and Mars are in the line of fire, the NASA model shows. Here, let's just pull up this one. All right, so there they goes. So they're showing this far side halo heading away from us. Thankfully. Yay, good news to report. All right, and that was about it. Wait, no. The CMEs indicates that it has already hit Mercury and will reach Mars on February 17th. Nope, I guess that was all I wanted out of that one. Moving on, let's get on over to the Schumann here. And you can see we have been dealing with some pressure. It's down at the core level. It's causing the core and the outer core to grind at the barrier there when they swell. The heat, when metal heats, it expands. When the outer shell can't expand outward because of the magma and the on top and the pressure on top, the crust won't let that pressure release. Therefore, the outer core has to expand down onto the inner core. And that dynamo that produces our magnetic field starts to grind at that barrier, and that's what's causing these huge spikes. All right, these are intense low frequency. All right, these are low frequency waves starting. Whoopsie, let me get back on this little mount here. Sorry, little camera issues here. Anyways, these are low frequency starting from 0, okay, all the way to 40 hertz. So intense at 0, intense at 1, 2, 3, all the way through like 20. All right, we're having very intense low frequency waves that are emitting from the ground. They emit from the ground, they go up out into space, but they hit the magnetosphere, the ionosphere, and they bounce back down as echoes. And that's what this detects, is the echoes bouncing back down, which show we have a 7.83 hum. There's some kind of hum causing a line here at 7.83. That's our Schumann resonance. That's what we all vibrate at. That's what this whole planet and everything else on it, every living thing vibrates at. It has. We can't do without it. Here, your 7.83 is very intense because it's in white. All right, all the frequencies around 7.83 are all in tens, going all the way down here to like 20. All right. So when you're feeling weird, you're feeling this plays with people's emotions, their mental health, does all kinds of different things to the animals. You know, my little my little cat gets scared and he tells me I'm scared. You know, he'll meow at me. I'm scared, and I'm like, oh, what do we need to do? And he just wants me around. He won't eat unless I watch his back. You know, so anyways, you can see we've had the big scraping event. We also have here at about 13 hertz this line going across where I believe we're seeing magma grinding underneath when it's flowing, it flows in like in one direction, this same direction the planet's spinning, right? So it's flowing like in currents around the planet. And when it flows underneath the underside of the plate, we get that grinding sensation or similar type event, and I believe that's what we're seeing around this hertz line right here is that boundary, because radio waves slow down when they hit solid crust, so that would make them lower frequency. So the lower frequency waves are from here on up. All right. Anyways, you can see this little line right here in the middle of that screeching event. It looked like we have a lockup, because everything that's not a glitch line. It's not a real black line like black over here. There's actually blue behind it, and it's just gone. There's we had a slight brief little lockup right there, and then you can see it continuing. It comes out of it, pop, and then continues to keep grinding a little bit. Just now we're kind of coming out of it. Let me refresh this for latest data. Yeah, there's a few more bars there. That's good. Well, our 783 would be right here, and it's not very strong. What's really strong is the 13 down there. Okay, so we're getting our Schumann resonance is fluctuating and causing side effects on our magnetic field. See right here, here's another break right there. It was grinding so hard it shut down and then started back up. Yeah, grinding again, shut down. Started back up. Now it's not grinding anymore, but we have a very weak 7.83 at the moment. All right. So let's move on. Let's come on over to your null school and our no. Oh boy. Our polar vortex here, sorry, has really gone bipolar, hasn't it? I mean, it was just a couple of days ago, it was a little sub vortex. This sub vortex has gone full on bipolar now, and it's really gaining strength. It almost seems to be robbing strength from the other one, doesn't it? I believe this is a side effect of our incoming object. It's intensifying this vortex. When a magnetic field interferes with another magnetic field, they like to create vortexes. Okay. This is a vortex off at a different angle, pulling it and tugging on our main vortex and taking over in strength. I believe this is a sign of our object passing it. We'll see. We'll see. So you see what's happening here now as this, oh man, as it splits up here and diverts and peels away right over. Now it's kind of aiming at the Great Lakes region. Okay, do you see America down below there? Let me get a better. There we go. You can see it's actually coming down into the United States a little bit more now and splitting up. This new vortex region is actually reaching down below the border of America right there. All right, so I'm going to put it just like that, and we're going to start going down through the layers. So, boom, there's our middle layer between the upper vortex layer and our upper jet stream. Then, excuse me, There's your upper jet stream. Oh my gosh, it's a heart. Oh yeah, Valentine's Day. There's a heart. And this, uh, I don't even know what to say about that. That's your upper jet stream right there. Okay, you can see this violent dip down here. It's taken this hot cocktail, driving it even further south, and then it starts to come up back through Mexico and then sweep across the Gulf states. That whole region of the country right here is going to get some more wild weather. And this thing, see, this looks to be, I don't know. All right, let's drop down to our lower jet. That's what steers all your storms. Yeah, look at this thing up here, still up there, grinding away like a big old gear. And it's taking energy that's coming, energy that's coming off of China that usually comes straight across and hits the west coast. It's taking this little gear. This is acting like, you know, a derailleur on your 10-speed. It's taking this flow, pulling it all up here to this gear, wrapping it around there through this one and out. We also have flow that's peeling off and going right at the west coast. See that? This little bump right here is causing a bunch of flow to peel off and come at the west coast. And that's your lower jet stream. Okay. Let me go down to your weather. Bing, bing, and looky there. That's that big storm we've been watching since it was way over here, kind of creep across. Now look at this thing. It means business. That's going to wallop the coast. When this object passes by, it sometimes it creates hurricanes, and we might see some kind of drop in pressure. We might see some kind of bombogenesis out of this storm, and it might hit the west coast with a category 2 type pressure, millibar pressure. We'll see what happens here. We've got to watch it close because look how close it's getting now. It's going to arrive at the same time this object's arriving. Pray I'm wrong, but I've been doing this for a long time. All right, let's go take a look at our the sandstorm that is still going on. Oh, here. Let me hit up the sand. There we go. Still. We're in the middle of winter, and we're still having a big old plume of sand dumping sand over here on South America. All right. What was it? MBB reported on this when it first happened, when it first started. I started tracking it along with him. I started tracking this because of his report, and he kind of gave up, but the sandstorm didn't. It's still pumping. It's still going strong. Let me explain something to you. These particulates in the air are not good. This means this is like a sponge. These particulates, water droplets latch onto it. Water vapor latches onto these particles. It needs a particle to form a raindrop. So you just created all kinds of raindrop juice, potential raindrop juice. Now, any kind of moisture that convects has a bunch more particles to cling to. You just added so much more capacity for the air to hold water. And that's why you're seeing heavier and heavier downpours, because we got more particulates in the air. All right, let's come on over here to the SO4 or SO2, sorry, and let's check our pressure. Kind of looking around the world here. All right, here's the nation divided right there. Okay, take a peek at it. Now, before, a couple of years ago or years back, there were 4 of these little spots on the West Coast, and I think it was like BP Earthwatch or somebody like that pointed them out, and boy, everybody kind of was like, "Wow, oh my God, stop the presses," and made a big deal out of it, and then it died down and went away. That was only 4 little dots. These days, we got half the country bleeding out. We got the whole planet bleeding out. SO2 and not a peep in the media. Not a peep. This region right here still has pressure. Look at this stripe going right down it right there. Huh. All right. Our pressure hasn't changed much. It looks kind of the same. But kind of give you an idea, all this SO2, this is sulfur dioxide. You guys understand what that means? It's the gas that surrounds the lava down below. And Java being a good indicator of our pressure, the purple island of Java, it looks still pretty purple. So, and we get plenty of pressure releases in this area. So, a lot of SO2 coming out of the ground here because of, well, the pressure underneath, causing volcanoes, causing earthquakes, causing all kinds of mayhem there. I need to take a peek at Hawaii real quick. All right, you can see here we still have this plume coming out of Oahu intensifying. We have a new plume that's been coming out of Kauai now for a minute now. And of course, we got stuff coming out of Hawaii because of the earthquake swarm and potential volcanic activity due to happen there. So, one other spot I want to look, South America. Whoa, you guys getting dizzy yet? South America here at our fulcrum point. This little purple dot right here sometimes. It's same shade of purple, so we're still at like 6.5, 7 on pressure. I mean, we could withstand a little bit more, but not really necessary. So not too bad it looks like right now, which is good, surprisingly. And thankfully we didn't get that CME. Those 4 and 1, that was not going to help at all. So threading the needle right there, that's like answered prayer. That's what I saw there, is answered prayer. All right, anyways, let's get into this part. Deep region, finally a deep quake. A 4.5 down at, let me get just right so you guys can see everything. 4.5 down at 564. Okay, your mid-range 4 energy that we're used to seeing. Okay, that's kind of normal activity right there. Let's come on over to this one. It's not on a plate boundary. It's a 5.8 out in this little like bald region right here. Okay, there's no plate boundary. There's no volcano out here. It's just the middle of this section right here, the hub of this wheel. Basically, this round wheel. Whoops, come here, you. This round type feature right in the middle. You're 5.8. That's darn close to a 6. And what do we do to 5.9s around here? Yeah. So, pretty close to 6 energy right there. Nothing on this part of the system. Very quiet through there. Coming over to here though. 4.5 down at 161. 4.4 down at 133. A 4.8 down at 78. All right, so your mid-range 4 energy to 5, kind of right in that region. Now, going up this branch, this is a new spot. All right, and look at this kink in the plate boundary right here. Is that a fulcrum point or what? I'm surprised we never really talked about this area or seen a lot of activity out of this area, but you can see topographically the ocean floor there. The little mountain range that's running like this. You can see the plate boundary. Boom. This is all one plate, and this is a different plate. And right at that little corner where this one's poking in, driving into this plate, it's crinkling these mountains, causing, a little crinkling effect going up. And ba-boom, a 6.0. Imagine that. Down at 10 and a little aftershock of 4.7. Now, this, you see how we had a 6 and just one 4.7 aftershock? That's an aftershock. It's when we have a 6 and 400 other little small quakes around it. those aren't aftershocks. That's a quake swarm. This is a quake with an aftershock, a perfect textbook case of a fulcrum point quake with a proper aftershock, no quake swarm. That's a good sign. But it's also, you know what I love about this thing? This is a new spot to watch. When we get energy built up and we're looking for, magnitude 7 or 8 or, something to pop off, not quite yet. I'm saying when we do get to that point and we're looking for new spots or possible spots, this will be a future possible spot. Okay. Just mental note. I might not pick it the night before it happens, but in the future, we need to watch this spot. Okay. Understandably why. I just explained why. It's not too hard to figure out. Fulcrum point quick, right there. New weak spot, new place to watch for potential later on down the road. Just like here in Japan, where we had our big quake and our quake swarm, and when energy pops up from the bottom, it likes to release here at this weak spot. 5.0, depth of 10. Aftershock, 4.8, depth of 10. Whoops, was that one before? Yeah. This one was actually before. That's a 4.8 with an aftershock of 5. No, they're probably two separate quakes, but again, no quake swarm. It's like we, had a 6 and, a bunch of little smaller quakes. So, coming up here, we had one on the island of 4.4 down at a depth of 100. And then in this little straits in between the two islands, we have a 4.3 down at 64. Something doesn't feel right about that. You know what I want to do real quick is open up all magnitudes for one day. Then pull that away. There weren't a bunch of small ones around this one. A bunch of small ones around this one. No, okay. Because sometimes it's only showing 2.5 and above. So let's continue on here. Finally, some quakes off the Kamchatka Peninsula here. Boom. We have 4.2 down at 63. Right next to it, a 4.5 down at 43. Fulcrum point quake. Yes or no? Very good. It came in at a 4.9. What do we do with 9s around here? And what does 5-point energy moving down this way mean? Yeah. As it makes it over this hump, it doesn't look like it's really even made it down the line yet. Okay. So you might see something pop off here. If not, maybe around here. If it doesn't make it over the hump, we don't have to worry. But you could see it could possibly squeeze down here and 5.0, what was that? Yeah, 4.9 to 5.0 energy, maybe along here, maybe along here. Let's go in really quick here and just take a peek. Fulcrum point quake, 1.9. It's small, but it's brand new. It's glowing red. So we are having energy dispersal at this moment. It's just in the form of small quakes. Here's a small little quake swarm here. All right. The geysers. Let's take a peek. That's 2.3 and a 1.5. Never mind. Okay, let's move on down. A bunch of small quakes around the Salton Sea, nothing too major. 3.8 right there. And then down here, where we were having these quakes before, we have 5.1 at this little weak spot here. So we'll have to watch this spot again, too. Just small mouse farts out in Texas. This 4.8 down at 163. Fulcrum point 4.3 down at 140. And plate boundary 5.2 on the Pacific Antarctic Ridge right there. Okay, so energy being released. That's probably why we haven't seen a big quake or big volcano blast or anything, is because we're having some of this moderate size earthquake activity at fulcrum points releasing energy. There's a 5 there at fulcrum point right above India. Um, Here, plate boundary quake 4.5 at 10 there. Okay, so it's made its way up through the system, and look what just happened. 5.0 on the southeast Indian Ridge. Okay, so right now we're starting to see earthquake activity, and we just now 5.0 on the southeast Indian Ridge. Okay, so stuff's coming back to life here a little bit at Hawaii, at California, down here, up here at the fulcrum point in Alaska as well. Let's go deep in, or dive into Hawaii here. All right, not too big of a swarm today. There's maybe 10, 15 quakes, but all mid-range twos, small twos to mid-range twos. Now, up on the flank of this volcano right here, we just had 3 earthquakes in the last minutes here. 2.3, 2.3, 2.2. So, a little shift. It was shifting down here. Wait, let me. Oh, we got a little active. That one just went off right there, 2.0. So Hawaii coming to life again here. Oh, look at this over on this side, and one up on this flank of this volcano. And then we also have activity out here in the water, 2.6. So when we back out there, look at Hawaii. It's becoming a little active again. All right. All right. Lord, please let the volcano report work tonight. All right. We're diving into the volcano report, and look at here. All right. So can I scroll? Oh, we got an ad. As soon as we get rid of this ad, I believe we'll be rolling again here with our volcano report. Come on now. Please, Lord. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Why this page has to do this? It's just like, what's the point of having a page when you can't even open it up and read it? Lord, please, can we have this page? It was up. We were looking at it. Why? X out of this ad. Thank you. All right, well, so much for the volcano report. I guess we're doing the weather, huh? Let's just start this loop. Let it play for a minute. There we go. And basically, storm after storm after storm coming in to the West Coast. They travel across, they bomb out here on the East Coast a little bit. Yeah, look at that big old low when it forms and comes through there. And it's trailing one with the ice storm. Wow. That's further out there. Okay. Really quick, let's just kind of march through this. Current conditions, nighttime of the 14th, incoming storm to Northern California, and it's windy. It's blowing stuff around out here. That's the morning of the 15th. Here we go with noontime the 15th. I'm looking at this low. It drops down there by convection. There's the nighttime of the 15th, morning of the 16th, noon, convection, morning of this, or nighttime, morning of the 17th, making onshore or making landfall there. Noontime the 17th, nighttime, night. That's the nighttime. Morning of the 18th, noon, convection. So convection at the 18th offshore here, California. Then it really lands into middle and southern California by the nighttime of the 18th. Then it really goes ballistic across the whole state in the morning hours of the 19th, not during convection. It's going to pummel it with severe weather during the morning hours. We could be seeing tornadoes here in California. It's happened before. You're talking noontime there, the 19th, the end of convection, night, morning of the 20th, noon, convection, again down here, the nighttime of the 20th, noon, no, morning of the 21st, sorry, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 22nd, noon, convection, nighttime, yeah, 996 right there. There's 990 millibars. By the morning of the 23rd, it bombs out to 982. Wow, that's I believe that's category 2 right there. Where'd my thing go? Yeah. Anyways, it's too far out to track right now, but bombing out right there, 975. Wow, that's pretty low. But tight millibars, really a lot of snow, high winds, could possibly knock out power again, knock down trees. There's 966. Yeah, hype. So another possible nor'easter out of that. All right, and that's around the 23rd, 24th time frame. So you got some time before it comes to get ready, clean up, prep, do whatever you guys got to do to get ready for that one. And then around the 26th time frame, this is already bombing out at 983 right there. There's 983 right there by the morning of the 27th. 979 by noontime. These storm fronts, these comma shaped ones with the quasi linear type structure, when we have pop up storm fronts that are jagged like this, ones like to pop up out in front, those are the most dangerous kind. All right. So this could possibly generate a tornado outbreak if this happens. Hopefully, this model is wrong and it changes. But that would be the noontime of the 27th. Then as we go into convection, that's when the cloud tops are supposed to be at their highest. You have down here at the tail severe weather, and this bombing out at 979 right there. By the end of convection, you're talking high winds, hail, heavy snow, blizzard conditions, icing, the whole gamut. And then it really starts to go nuts at night. That's 980. And you see the severe red part down here. That can shift. It'd be east, west, maybe north, south, but this is so far out. But still, in the time frame around the 27th, be ready because this could possibly, you know, catch people. Well, it's just going to do a lot of damage. It's the morning of the 28th. By the noontime, it's kind of scattering out now. But the tail whips up a new low right here by convection of the 28th and becomes another little storm driving up by the nighttime of the 28th. Here we go, the morning of the 29th, icing through Ohio in that valley. You see these severe bands. All right. Another event to, prepare for or just be ready for if it does happen. See how it's driving up into New York State right there, Long Island. It's going to hit Washington, D.C. It's going to clean house on the East Coast there by convection the 29th. That'll be the nighttime of the 29th. Look at this just huge icing event. The last 3 frames right there, starting right there. Boom, boom. And that'll be the morning of March 1st. We're that close already. Back to noontime March 1st. Convection March 1st. Okay, so let me go ahead and just play that loop one more time for you there. I'll try to get this volcano. All right. Just going to go for it while it's there. 15th today, Ibu, 9,000 feet. Semaru had a blast to 15,000 feet, all right, on Java. So pressure got released at Java at 15,000 feet. Marapi, just north of it on Sumatra, had a 12,000 foot blast. Tucono had an 8,000 foot blast. Popocatépetl, 20,000 foot blast. Fuego, a 16,000 foot blast. And then we didn't even get to do yesterday. So let's do it today, Lord. Just kind of go over yesterday's that we missed. Sakurajima, Ibu had 5,000 feet. Semaru, 14,000. Marapi yesterday. So some of these, please, Lord, can we scroll? Anyways, I was going to say we see a little bit of increase. I thought Semaru was something a little bit higher than that. Come on, let me scroll. Oh, whew. Anyways, over 10,000 feet. I'm just trying to note a lot of these are 14,000, Marapi 12,000, Ducono, it usually doesn't go past 10,000, but here it is at flight level 10,000. Popocatépetl pushing 20,000. Santa Guido 13,000. Fuego 16,000. Sangay, Reventador, no VA, Sabancaya, unable to detect, Villarica. All right. So that was the 14th that we didn't get to do yesterday. All right. So we got volcanoes going off that are relieving the pressure as well as our earthquakes. It's more actually been volcano activity releasing our pressure more so than the earthquake activity. When these inbound waves come in, they put pressure on our magnetosphere and to seem to have a calming type or quelling effect to the earthquake activity until it's passed. So now, Lord, can we get on this page? Just bear with me while we wait for this to X out of this page. So, volcano activity is very important to monitor now, especially like dormant volcanoes that we thought, weren't ever going to be active, possibly coming to life. See, when it swells from down below, outward in every direction, it's just like boiling an egg, and you overcook it, and now the yolk and the egg inside has expanded and cracked the shell. That's what's happening when this pressure comes up. It's causing fissures, right? It's going to start ripping and tearing the crust, and it's searching for any kind of weak spot in the crust, any kind of perforations in the crust where where it can escape. It wants the easiest path of least resistance, right? So, okay, now we got the computer back. So, pretty scary looking picture, but here's a face on this little planet right here. Let me show you a real face on the sun. That's a real face on the sun. The whatever supposedly the camera did its roll thing, but during this event, this is on September 10th of 2017. This is the day my life turned around, upside down, 180, inside out, backward, everything. My life changed violently, not as in violence, but just the change was violent, drastic. Anyways, this is another sign in the sun that was captured the day Nibiru and Nemesis went past the sun. All right. And just prior to that, it had I think you've seen the face that I use for the pumpkin videos or whatever. Anyways, let's pop up in this one again. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's picking up the lion. Can you guys see the lion with the two eyes, the nose, the whiskers, the mouth, his mane, and everything? All right. Get that one in there just a tad bit better. And these are spiritual events that happen in the clouds. Not only do the clouds change, the wind kicks up, a warm wind kicks up, birds start going nuts. They start chirping and singing and doing all kinds of stuff when the clouds start doing these events like that. Where are we going, Lord, with this? What do you want me back over here for? Oh, we're looking at this little face on the sun. So, little do you know, your planets might have faces on them. Here's this event. Where are we going with this, Lord? Oh, okay. Now this is you guys may have seen this before if you've been here for a while. This is the Revelation 12 baby being born, the labor pains or whatever. And what we got was some kind of lady, an alien headed type woman in labor on her back. And here's the midwife. It looks like some character out of the Rugrats. Don't ask me why. I just take the images. But this event was happening, and how clever that the sun is actually she's giving birth to the sun. And what was odd about this series of events is from the angle I'm taking the picture, the sun travels this way across the sky. Doesn't it look like it's going that way? Well, the sun didn't change direction, okay? The sun's still traveling across the sky, but I guess the way it hit the clouds at one point there, it refracted light back this way, making it look like it's going backwards. All right? I'm telling you, the sun, this part of the sky, the sun travels this way. It doesn't go backwards. So, God, with this trick of lighting, however he's doing it, is making this appear to go out, and she's giving birth. And if you look at her eyes here and her mouth, her eyes open up and her mouth opens up, and she's screaming in pain with the labor pains. Can you see her face? Ah! 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 And the midwife's like, breathe, breathe. All right. And that was one of these events that happens in the clouds. And like I said, all the birds are going nuts and the wind kicks up, all kinds of. And nobody even notices except for me. I'm just going, how can you not see this going on in the sky? And they're like, did you see this latest thing on TikTok, dude? Yeah. So there was that incident. That was pretty cool. What was the other ones we were looking for? Oh, it's just this. Okay, a little bit better shot of that. So you can see the draping of the tablecloth effect. Oh, where is it? Is it this? Yeah. All right, this channel hag that we use a lot for the openings. Come over here, give these guys a like. They do a really good job. All right. But what I wanted to point out is their opening here. Watch their little opening. Wait. Did you see that right there? See how the flames go? There's an object there, but you don't see it until the flames go over it. Come on, run smooth. All right, that's the effect these CMEs have on these objects. You can't see the object until the flames go around it, painting the spherical shape. That's the effect that we're seeing with these objects. And it's funny that that's the opening to this channel is this effect. All right? So, just real quick, the plasma wrapping around a black spheroid that doesn't reflect light. And it creates that little, here, let me try to get it right. That shape. Let me, Lord, please. All right, you can see how the flames paint the contour of a three-dimensional spheroid object. All right? Same kind of effect right there. Capiche? Comprende? Catorce? Understand? It's not tough stuff. It's really quite simple. And then the same thing on the other side of the sun, right? Come here. Where's my arrow? And you know what? We never got a proper good look at this one, so I'm really going to work on getting this so you can see it better. All right, get that little bar out of there. Okay. It would go off the page and come around like that. That circle right there is the same object right there. Same effect. I can't say for sure it's the exact same object, but there can't be many of them out there that are 10 times bigger than our sun. And, there's only what could influence the sun? Only something bigger than the sun could influence the sun. Well, we have something bigger that's influencing the sun. All right. The sun isn't just burping out. It didn't have a bad case of indigestion and burp out as a flare. It's being magnetically pulled off by the magnetic field of these big objects. This one's the big one. All right. And where were we again? Oh, that's the photo. And there was the 12th, due to come by the 15th. Or if it did come in our direction, it's hard to track, but I have a feeling it's not going to hit us, but it is going to go behind us and cause some effects. Some effects like this. Oh, please, come on. With our bipolar vortex here. That subvortex blossomed and grew so fast. There we go. And now it looks like it's even stronger than the other vortex. I believe that this is a symptom of our inbound object, and this will probably intensify as this approaches tomorrow. Okay. Alrighty, so back to that. Now where are we going? To the reading. Okay. All right. $2,000-year-old prophecy came true on Easter. This is like 25 pictures 20 to 25 pictures stacked on top of each other in a flip book type thing so you can see the motion. Okay, lights for the reading. You guys have been waiting for this reading for so long. You're so patient. In fact, you know what I need to do is what I might start doing for the people that like the readings is maybe I'll post during the daytime. I'm very keep weird hours, so it can't be early in the morning, but I'll try to do something during the day of just a reading. Okay, something you guys can listen to, hear my voice. We'll put a beautiful backdrop in the background, and I'll do a couple of readings or something that you have to hold on to during the day. You don't have to wait until wee hours of the morning when I'm done and have a moment to do this. Whew. All right. Bear with me here for a second while I get ready for this. I see we've got a good little crowd for the reading tonight. Good. Good, because we got a lot to tell you. Okay. I am life and light in abundance. As you spend time soaking in my presence, you are energized and lightened. Through communing with me, you transfer your heavy burdens to my strong shoulders. By gazing at me, you gain my perspective on your life. This time alone with me is essential for unscrambling your thoughts and smoothing out the day before you or the next day. Be willing to fight for this precious time with me. Opposition comes in many forms. Your own desire to linger in bed, the evil one's determination to distract you from me, the pressure of family, friends, and your own inner critic to spend time more productively. As you grow in your desire to please me above all else, you gain strength to resist these opponents. I say again, as you grow in your desire to please me above all else, you gain strength. You gain strength to resist these opponents. So, delight yourself in me, for I am the deepest desire of your heart. Oh, it sank in a couple people there. Yeah, it sank into a couple of people there. All right, let's continue. Let me show you my way for each day. I guide you continually so you can relax and enjoy my presence in the present. Okay? I guide you continually so you can relax and enjoy my presence in the present. Living well is both a discipline and an art. Concentrate on staying close to me, the divine artist. Discipline your thoughts to trust me as I work my ways in your life. Pray about everything, then leave outcomes up to me. Do not fear my will, for through it I accomplish what is best for you. Take a deep breath and dive into the depths of absolute trust in me. Underneath are the underlasting arms. Okay, it's still going. All right. What's the third one? Okay. My children make a pastime of judging one another and themselves. But I am the only capable judge, and I have acquitted you through my own blood. Okay? My children make it a pastime of judging one another and themselves. But I am the only capable judge, and I have acquitted you. I have acquitted you through my own blood. Your acquittal came at the price of my unparalleled sacrifice. That is why I am highly offended when I hear my children judge one another or indulge in self-hatred. When I'm offended when I hear my children judge one another or indulge in self-hatred. If you live close to me and absorb my word, the Holy Spirit will guide and correct you as needed. There is no condemnation for those who belong to me. When you worship me in spirit and truth, you join with the choir of angels who are continually before my throne. Though you cannot hear their voices, your praise and thanksgiving are distinctly audible in heaven. I repeat, even though you cannot hear their voices, your praise and thanksgiving are distinctly audible in heaven. Your petitions are also heard, but it is your gratitude that clears the way to my heart. With the way between us wide open, my blessings fall upon you in rich abundance. The greatest blessing is nearness to me. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't this pretty cool? The greatest blessing is nearness to me, abundant joy and peace in my presence. Practice praising and thanking me continually throughout each day. Okay, whoa, we got a whole nother stack. Okay. You guys are enjoying this, huh? I am too. I take delight in my children. All right. Now, so do what you can and leave the rest to me. You are embroiled in a difficult situation, so pour out your heart to me, knowing that I listen and I care. Really, I do. Okay, so rely on me, your ever present helper in trouble. Refuse to let your problem become your main focus, no matter how anxious you are to solve it. Refuse to let your problems become your main focus, no matter how anxious you are to solve it. When you've done all you can for the time being, the best thing is to simply wait, finding refreshment in my presence. Don't fall for the lie that you can't enjoy life until the problem has been resolved. In the world, you have trouble, but in me, you have peace, even in the midst of the mess. Your relationship with me is collaborative. You and I working together. Look to me for help and guidance, doing whatever you can, and trusting me to do what you cannot. Okay? So do whatever you can, but trust me to do what you cannot do. Instead of trying to force things to a premature conclusion, relax and ask me to show you the way you should go in my timing. Hold my hand in confident trust and enjoy the journey in my presence. Come on, computer. All right, cool. There's more. Oh boy, there's more. I need a sip for this, Lord. He got me running a marathon today. Oh my goodness, I shattered hip and I'm running a marathon. And I'm reading a marathon too. Go on, Microsoft. You're my only problem. Okay. Moving on. Nurture well your thankfulness, for it is this royal road to joy. Nurture well your thankfulness, for it is the royal road to joy. In fact, no pleasure is really complete without expressing gratitude for it. It's good to thank the people through whom I've to, It's good to thank the people through whom you receive blessings, but remember that I am God from whom all blessings flow. So praise and thank me as well, frequently each day. This actually nurtures your soul and actually completes your joy. You guys figured that out? When you thank me, it actually nurtures your soul and your joy. Pretty cool how that works, huh? I thought so. It also enhances your relationship with me, providing an easy way for you to draw near to me. As my cherished follower, you have received the glorious gift of grace, unearned, undeserved favor. No one and no set of circumstances can strip you of this lavish gift. You belong to me forever. Nothing in all creation will be able to separate you from my love. I repeat, you belong to me forever. There is nothing in all creation will be able to separate you from my love. When you awaken each morning, just say thank you, Jesus, for the gift of this new day. As you journey through that day, be on the lookout for blessings and pleasures and treasures I scatter along your path. The greatest treasure is my presence with you, for I am the indescribable gift. Are you guys enjoying our presence together? We having fun? Cool. All right. What's this, Lord? You got more? This can't be. Oh, that one? No? Sure, that one? Oh, flip it over. Oh, yeah. Okay, this one. There we go. Continuing on. If you have me, your Savior, Lord, and friend, you have everything that really matters. You may not have riches, fame, or success, but don't let that discourage you. As I say to my disciples, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Again, as I say to my disciples, what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Nothing can be compared with this priceless treasure of eternal life. My kingdom, oh, let's see here. Oh, so nothing can be compared with the priceless treasure of eternal life. My kingdom is like that of immeasurable worth. So learn to be content with having me, beloved, regardless of what you may lack in this world. The source of much discontentment is comparing oneself with others. I want you to make every effort to avoid this deadly trap. Remember that you are my unique creation, redeemed by my blood, and exquisitely precious to me. So, stay in joyful communication with me, the Savior who loves you immeasurably more than you can imagine. I will transform you more and more into the masterpiece I designed you to be. My love has conquered you and set you free. The power of my love is so great that it has enslaved you to me. I repeat, the power of my love is so great that it has enslaved you to me. You are not your own. You were bought at a price, my holy blood. The more you love me, the more you will want to serve me with every fiber of your being. This service can fill you with heavenly joy as you yield yourself to me more fully. Because I am perfect in all my ways, you can give yourself wholeheartedly to me without the fear that I might take advantage of you. On the contrary, being conquered by me is what makes you truly free. I have invaded the innermost core of your being, and my spirit within you is taking over more and more. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, and I want you to reflect my glory to others, for I am transforming you into my likeness with ever increasing glory. Rejoice in the freedom you have found in me, and surrender gladly to my victorious love. Woohoo! That's a good one. Wow. Thank you, God. That was a good one. All right, you all. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I'm glad you're sticking around for the readings and have been enjoying them. Like I said, maybe I'll when I get time, if I can get time, tomorrow's going to be a raging battle for me. So I might not be able to do it tomorrow, but don't be surprised. I'll try to set up the camera with a pretty view and read a few scriptures for you, give you a, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 minute video that you can listen to during the daytime to soothe your nerves. Okay, friendly voice, reassure you. Your best friend is right here, right now. All right. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell?